Hey, what's up guys, how you all doing? I'm Paul the Tech Giant and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm going to be comparing two TVs, and those TVs are up the top the 65-inch LG G4 OLED and down the bottom the 65-inch LG C4 OLED. So in this video what I'm going to be doing is comparing the picture, the sound and the design. Now this should be quite an interesting test because we are testing out the middle of the range C4 against the top of the range G4. But I have also tested out the C4 against the B4, which is the entry level OLED from LG. And if you want to see that video, I'll put a link to that in the description. Now, just quickly want to say a massive thanks to UK electrical retailer Peter Tyson, who are kind enough to send over these TVs for testing. Now, if you're wise enough to buy one of these TVs from Peter Tyson, you're going to be safe in the knowledge knowing that you're going to get a free 5-year warranty, free delivery, and they have finance options available. Now, to back all of that up, Peter Tyson have great customer service. Just go and check out their Trustpilot score and all the amazing reviews from satisfied customers. But don't worry if these TVs don't take your fancy, they have a whole range of other makes and models available. So when you are making your next TV purchase, please consider supporting the company that supports the channel. And go and check out the link to Peter Tyson in the description. Okie dokie, let's crack on then. And first off, what we're going to do is take a quick look at the boxes for these TVs, because it gives us some information regarding the processors and the brightness of these TVs. So first off then, the LG C4 OLED. Now if we go down, we can see that it does have the Alpha 9 Gen 7 AI processor 4K. And below that, it says brightness booster. But now if we head on over to the LG G4 OLED, we will notice that this uses the Alpha 11 AI processor 4K. And this time it says brightness booster max. So if the boxes are anything to go by, I'm expecting the G4 to be brighter and have better processing. Okie dokie, let's crack on then now with the picture test. Now what I've done, I've set both of the TVs to the same picture mode and picture brightness. So if we just go in a little bit closer, we can see that the G4 OLED is on standard picture mode and a brightness level of 80. And the C4 is on the standard picture mode and brightness level of 80 as well. Now I have made some subtle tweaks to both of the TVs just to bring the image more in line with each other, but I've not had them professionally calibrated. Why not? Well, most people won't. So let's get into it then, and what is the image like? So I am noticing that it is brighter on the G4. We can see that there on the car, and colour wise, if you notice, it looks a little bit more pinky on the C4, and I don't know if you can see that just there, and on that building. That's a great piece of footage there to show you off the difference between the whites. So yeah, looking a little bit more whiter on the G4 up top. So as we move around, again, we can see that more pinkiness looking there on that wall. Yeah, just looking more crispy on the G4. Now looking at the brightness, again, we can notice on that bedding just there, it is looking brighter on the G4, which it should do. It is meant to be the brighter of the two TVs. I don't know if you can notice that, like it's blowing out a little bit more out of the window, indicating that it is obviously brighter. You have to just excuse it. It is always hard to get across on camera these sort of differences. That's why I explain exactly what I am seeing. Moving to another outdoor shot now then, and we are noticing some colour differences there on the grass. Looks a bit lighter actually on the C4 there, a bit darker on the G4. But what we're gonna do is just change up the pitch mode for a second. So that is vivid, and I'm gonna up the brightness all the way to 100, and gonna do exactly the same on the G4. And well, yeah, I am noticing quite a bit of a difference now. Again, I don't know how well this comes across on camera, but that image is looking far more punchier on the G4, and the brightness levels, look on that building just so you can see it's just a lot brighter. Again, probably not coming across on camera, but in person, there is a significant difference. There's no ifs, buts or maybes about it. Again, there's a really good shot. You can see just how much brighter it looks on there. But yeah, if you see it in person, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Again, just on the shiny bit there, it's just got that extra bit of punch because of that extra brightness. Again, on this little section just here, the grass now looks far more punchier on the G4, and my slap head, you can see there is more of a glow going on. Moving on to another piece of footage now then, and this time we are talking 4K HDR. Before, we are in standard dynamic range footage, and once again, if I just prove what we are doing, so we are HDR standard and 80, HDR standard and 80 on the other, so both the same. Again, subtle tweaks to both just to bring the pictures in line. And again, what are we seeing? Yes, it is brighter on the G4, noticeable there on the buildings. So we can notice that extra brightness there. Look on that building there, how much brighter it looks on the G4 versus the C4. Again, on the reds, just looks brighter there. Now I've just paused it on an image just for a second. And if you notice, that van doesn't look as bright on the C4 as it does on the G4. Again, it just makes the whites look even whiter. Just check out the sky, again, blowing out there on the G4 if I adjust my camera down. And once again, if you notice the clouds there, even when I've adjusted it down, it's still blowing out a little bit more on camera compared to the C4. Now, once again, we're going to change up the picture mode. So we're going to go to vivid, and obviously that's the brightness at 100. Do the same on the G4. There we go. That brightness is really coming through now on that G4. Just check it out on that building. Again, the clouds, just look how much brighter they look. Honest to God, in person, it is a noticeable difference. And those flags there, there's a great example. Just looking a lot brighter on the G4. Building in the background, again, looking brighter. Colours just look more punchier as well. Everything's just got that extra bit of pop on the G4 compared to the C4. Don't get me wrong, the C4 is an amazing TV. But looking at this, you can see where that extra pound of your money goes. And yeah, you are getting the better image. Now, once again, I've paused the image, and this is a great example. Now, look how much better it looks on the G4 up top. The writing just looks far brighter, whiter. If I go down to the C4, that's the image just there. And then up to the G4. Look at that. Yeah, you can see that difference, to be fair. Again, if we notice on this bit of bunting, it just looks more punchier on the G4. That extra brightness just coming through. And again, that bit of graffiti just there, if you notice, the red on the G4 just has more punch and vibrancy to it. I've now paused it on another frame of the video, and again, we are noticing differences. So just look on this wall here, again, a lot more duller than on the G4. Again, the clouds just a lot more brighter on the G4 compared to the C4. Let's hold down my camera to expose it correctly. And now, yeah, that C4 definitely looks a lot dimmer than the G4, and just overall the colours just look far more appealing on that G4 versus the C4. Let's just quickly check out the viewing angles on these TVs. God, look at the difference there. Just got to say it again, brightness on the building there. But yeah, moving around, and both are doing an amazing job. And you always do get top quality viewing angles on OLED TVs. They really do a sterling job of maintaining their brightness and the colours. Okie dokie, let's finish off now then with a sound test. So I've put both of the TVs into the same sound mode, and they are both on the same volume levels. So what we're going to do is first start off with the G4 up top. difference I'm noticing is that the actual C4 sounds actually bassier. Now I know what people are going to say, it's because of the G4 up the top isn't enclosed like the C4 is down the bottom, but I have tested these TVs out both in the same position. So I've had the C4 up the top before, but what I'm putting it down to is the fact that on the C4, the enclosure around the back that houses all the inputs and outputs is actually deeper, which allows for more space for the speakers to work better for when it comes to bass, where the G4 is all flat at the back, so it is struggling to produce a decent deep bass note. Now if we just carry on for a second. Yeah, I'd say it's actually clearer sounding as well on the C4, which does actually surprise me. And there we have it then, guys. Now please let me know in the comment section, which of these two TVs would you go for? Do you think it's worth paying the extra money for the G4 over the C4? Let me know. Also, if you're already lucky enough to own one of these TVs, then please let me know which one you have gone for and what you think of it, because there's going to be a lot of people that are looking to buy one, and I'm sure they'd appreciate your feedback. Now, please do me a massive favour. I say this all the time, but not enough people are doing it. Please give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed today's video. It really helps push these videos out to other people like yourselves. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel. So thanks very much for joining me today, and hopefully I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Bye for now.